Welcome to the Elite Property Academy, Elite Investment Property Agent Certification Program Module 1.1, Welcome and Introduction, and how to get the most out of this EPA program. The following information is provided for information and education purposes only, and therefore does not constitute financial advice. The information contained is provided as factual information and is believed to be relevant and accurate at the time of publication. You must determine whether the information is appropriate in terms of your particular circumstances before making any decision or acting on any of the information contained in these presentations. For financial advice that takes into account your particular objectives, financial situation and needs, you should always seek independent financial and legal advice before making any financial or investment decisions. Hello and welcome, Greg Morris here, co-founder and director of the Elite Property Academy and Elite Property Advocate. I've been involved in the property and financial services industries for over 20 years now, and I'm a licensed real estate agent and certified mortgage broker, financial planner, trainer and assessor. And I'm so glad to have you here for this Elite Property Academy program. I'm going to be your coach, mentor and trainer over the coming weeks and months as you progress your career in this exciting and lucrative part of the business. In this module, we're going to be covering what is in the 8 core online modules, which form the foundation and the basis for the information you need to know and the sales process that you need to apply to become highly successful as an investment property agent and new project specialist. I'm going to talk to you a bit more about the bonus material that we're including on top of the 8 core modules and how to get the most out of this program, and then where to from here. What are your options once you finish the 8 online modules, depending on where you want to go and what you want to achieve in this industry. Your journey begins with these 8 modules, which is 48 individual lessons, which really is a distillation of over the last 20 years of industry knowledge for myself and our other associated industry experts and service providers. So my job simply here is to break down all this information and deliver it to you in bite-sized, easily learnable chunks of information that you can then apply into this business to start earning money as quickly as possible. The time taken to complete this program will vary person to person. Some of our students race ahead and try and get it done within a few days. Others tend to take it over weeks. But as a general rule, if you do 1 or 2 modules every week, that will keep you in good stead to understand, learn and apply the knowledge. But let me assure you, this EPA program is your fastest way to achieve sales and investment property success. And hopefully this will either be the start or the continuation of a lifelong journey of learning and application of knowledge so you achieve what you want to achieve in this business and in every other area of your life. This first module is about the introduction and foundation knowledge you need to succeed in this business. We'll cover the industry, the players and the size of the opportunity that you have at your feet right now. I'm going to introduce you to our EPA 7 Sales to a Sales methodology. Now this is the process that the highest paid investment property agents in Australia all follow today without exception. We're going to define your why. Why are you here and what do you want to get out of this, and what is going to keep you motivated through the ups and downs in this business just like any other. We're going to cover the qualities of what it takes to be an elite property salesperson. Without doubt, the highest paid people in any industry or any profession are the ones that are exceptional salespeople that can influence and persuade people without a doubt. And finally, we're going to cover subconscious goal setting techniques. Things that's going to help you keep driven and motivated and achieving your goals, again, in every area of your life. Module 2 is about you and positioning you as the expert to create trust and rapport with your clients. First up, we're going to define who your ideal client niche is. Who is going to form the foundation of your highly successful referral-based business that's going to springboard you to success and earning great money in this business. We're going to develop your elevator pitch. We're going to teach you how to position yourself as the expert, even when you don't have any initial property background or experience. We're going to give you strategies to overcome that so your clients believe that you are the only person that they trust to deal with to help them on their investment journey. We're going to develop your elevator pitch. Now, this is probably the most overlooked and underutilized simple business development strategy in our arsenal. It's a very simple script that engages, captures, and motivates people to say, hey, that sounds of interest, that fits my profile, I want to know more. Now, this strategy alone should be able to generate you a 6-figure income without doing anything else. We're going to give you some communication strategies that allow you to create trust and rapport with anyone wherever you go. And then we'll give you a personality profiling system called the DISC model, the DISC. Now, there are hundreds of personality profiling systems out there, but this is a very simple and easy one to understand, learn, and apply. that allow you to get better connections with your clients, identify what their real motivation and drives are, and help them achieve success. And finally, we're going to give you some ongoing recommendations and learning resources. If you're serious about making a go of this and this career, it's going to take ongoing learning and personal development, which is a lifelong journey. And we're going to give you some of our top picks and resources that we believe are absolute mandatory. Module 3 is about need and establishing your client's needs. First up, we're going to cover why most investors fail. Now, the Australian Bureau of Statistics tells us 99.1% of all property investors fail to achieve the results they want. We're going to break down the exact reasons why that is and how to avoid those common mistakes. We're going to cover the initial client meeting. What is the structure and what are the items that you need to cover to get the best result for you and your client? We'll then show you how to identify the exact client needs, motivations, goals, and desires that allow us to really understand and for them to understand what they're trying to achieve, and then how to present our solution and make them believe that we are the best possible solution for their requirements. And then finally, how to gain progressive commitment and collect the client information to send to our panel of industry experts and professionals to start generating a specific investment strategy and plan for them to achieve their goals and fast track their financial success. Module 4 is all about finance and integrating finance in your sales process. First up, we're going to cover why controlling finance is absolutely vital to successful investment. How and why understanding the numbers is imperative for your client to understand and be properly informed and educated about what's going to work for them. How to establish the borrowing capacity to know what we've got to work with and what the budget we've got to use. Mortgage reduction strategies. The number one financial goal for nearly every Australian that has a mortgage is to eliminate it and get rid of it as quick as possible. We're going to teach you simple strategies that can shave years and tens and sometimes even hundreds of thousands of dollars off our client's mortgage that most people have no idea about. We're going to run through cash flow calculations, how to analyze different properties based on their cash flow and their weekly, monthly and yearly cash flow and affordability figures. Now, I've seen properties for $500,000 that have a $300 a week difference on their bottom line returns. And until we run the cash flow, we don't understand and we can't evaluate one property against another without understanding the breakdown of the numbers. We're then going to show you how to present the financial strategy from our experts to engage and capture the client and prompt them to want to continue the journey with us. And finally, dealing with valuations. Valuations are the number one deal killer in this country for property sales. And we're going to teach you what's involved in the property valuation process, what you need to understand, and what you need to be able to convey to your clients so we never lose a deal due to a bad valuation again. Module 5 is about property research and selection and how to identify key potential locations nationally that we believe are going to outperform all others in the short to medium term, irrespective of what's going on in the overall property market. We're going to break down the exact factors which create hotspots that allows certain areas and certain locations to get growth over and above everything else around them. I'm going to show you how to identify local opportunities, builders and developers you can work with right in your vicinity that may work for some of your local clients. When it comes to price movement, it all comes down to supply and demand. And we're going to go through all the key elements, supply and demand, and more importantly, the indicators that we look for to give us the triggers to identify shortlisted location options. And then finally, once we've got our shortlist, how to validate that to make sure we've got the absolute best location selected for our client and their particular circumstances. Module 6 is all about property listings and presenting the property. First up, which sort of property is going to work best for our client and their strategy? Unit, townhouse, or house and land? We're going to break down the pros and cons for all in the particular market and for your client's particular strategy. Then we're going to look at old versus new property. What are the pros and cons for each? Established or something new? Listing builders and developers. What do builders and developers look for when you're approaching them to gain their listings to ensure you get the listing, you get the job, and you get paid well for it? How to then present the property to your client. Now, whether you're running the client physically and taking them to actually see the property in your car or doing it all virtually, there's a checklist of things you must do to convey the property in its absolute best light to make sure that the client is comfortable, happy, and more importantly, to rule out all other options. Then we're going to break down the actual building process. Many of the properties we sell are brand new properties. So what is involved with the build process, the stages, and what happens stage by stage that you can convey and educate to your clients so they feel comfortable and also removes any development or building risk. And finally, how and when you get paid. We're going to show you how to make sure that you get paid well from the developers for doing your job. Module 7 is about the purchasing and settlement process. The contract process and how to ensure you know what the client's going to go through to again give them comfort, give them security, and make sure they purchase and get what they're paid for. Selecting the right solicitor is just as important and vital as selecting the right mortgage broker. They can either make or break the deal, and we want solicitors that are working as part of our team for our client to make sure they understand and know the situation, their rights and obligations. Purchasing entity considerations. What sort of entity is going to work best for your client? In their own name, in a trust, in a company, or perhaps they may be thinking about self-managed super. We're going to cover the ins and outs of that, what you need to understand, and how to introduce the right expert to cover the superannuation side of things. Also, taxation considerations, both for getting into a property and out of the property. What are the tax things that we need to be looking for, to be aware of, to again help our clients select the right property for their situation? And then finally, the big 7 reasons why deals fall over. There's only 7 main reasons why sales fall over, and we'll cover every single one of those. Throughout these 8 modules, we're going to put in place strategies to ensure that we cover every single one of those things to make sure we maximize our conversion and minimize our fall over rate so our clients get the best possible service and you make as much money as possible. And last but not least, lead generation and client acquisition. Lead generation is normally the most important for most of our students coming through. They all want to know, how do I get more clients? First and foremost, we need to get our sales process down and tight before we start lead generation and introducing new clients. Otherwise, we end up burning clients and wasting a whole lot of money, spending it on advertising that isn't working effectively for us. Now, what we're going to do through the first 7 modules is break down our process to make sure that any client you sit in front of is going to get the best service and the highest chance of going through to a successful outcome. Once we've got that bedded down, then we start boosting your business by introducing a whole bunch of lead generation strategies. First up, we're going to talk about the actual process of what we should be doing with our lead generation and the common mistakes that most agents make. Then we're going to break down our business development hierarchy structure. What is the most effective and least expensive ways of generating clients, all the way down to the least effective and most expensive, and everything in between. I'm going to be talking about how to generate business from existing customers, referrals, partnerships, and then finally paid for advertising. We're actually going to teach you over a dozen different strategies to generate new clients at low cost or no cost, and then we're going to show you how to boost and supercharge your results by adding on paid for advertising and marketing. And finally, we're going to show you how to further develop and hone your message to your ideal niche to maximize our advertising dollars against all paid for mediums. The result of all this is you're going to generate a continual stream of highly qualified, motivated buyers that all want and need the services that we provide. Once we've completed the 8 modules, there's also some bonus material, including our PIA calculator and tutorial. Now, this is a proprietary calculator that we've developed over the years to simply analyze and understand every different property situation. Now, this will clearly convey the strengths and weaknesses based on cash flow and the numbers for every property we're looking at, and will help educate your client to understand what they need to know about each purchase. Once you've completed the 8 modules, then the options moving forward is the next 3-day live intensive. Now, this is the Investment Property Agent Advocate Blueprint for Success. We give you everything you need to do to apply straight away in this business. All the sales scripts, the presentation material, the marketing collateral, the forms you need to literally sit in front of a client immediately and start generating business. By the end of the 3 days, you'll have business already in the pipeline, and it's our goal to get you in front of clients and make your sale as quick as physically possible. Because we know as soon as you get your first sale and start making money, you will have a higher than likely chance to go on and be super successful in this business. Once you complete all that, you'll have practical completion and certification of this program. We'll also talk to you about your real estate licensing options. If you're not yet licensed, there's a range of options that will be different depending on which avenue you want to go and what you want to achieve in this business. And finally, if you like the idea of setting up your own independent property advisory business where you can work from home or anywhere for that matter, we'll show you our Business in a Box solution, which is a complete turnkey business that you can start running straight away and start generating sales with our ongoing support and guidance. After each lesson, you'll be required to complete a short assessment to ensure you've understood and embedded the foundation knowledge you require to be successful in this industry. You'll also have a couple of homework to do items for you to implement and apply the knowledge with practical application. Now remember, in this business, the saying, "the devil is in the details," has never been more true. It's the things that you don't do that brings deals unstuck and doesn't service your client well. But if you stick to our process, which we'll be teaching you, which is our 7 sales to a sales methodology, and lead your client through the 7 steps every single time without fail, you will ensure you maximize your conversion, make sure your client gets the absolute best service and best result, and increase your income and earning potential. It's when you cut the corners here that things come apart. It's the easiest thing in the world to try and do when a client walks in and says, I've got $500,000 to spend and this is the sort of property I want, to start just giving them property options to buy. We miss a couple of the most important points within the sales process and then the deal falls apart. If we have any chance of getting that deal back together, we have to go back and recover the 7 points to make sure that the client understands that we've got all the information out so everyone is assured that we're on the right path and the property they're selecting is the absolute best property for their situation. When you bypass this, this is where things come apart. So please remember this, follow the 7-point system every time with every client will ensure your consistent success in this business. On completion of this EPA online program, you'll know more about successful property investment than 99% of all property investors in Australia today. You'll know how to invest successfully yourself and how to help others do the same. You'll know if this is a valid career and income opportunity for you. And finally, you'll know what it takes and what's involved to continue the journey to earn a 6-figure plus income in this exciting and lucrative business. Remember, on Wednesday and Friday, we have our online training and Q&A session. So that's a great way to come back, reevaluate some of the information, help you continue to apply it and boost your ongoing success. And finally, your to-do. For Module 1.1, guys, simply sit back, enjoy the journey. I'm so looking forward to working with you over the coming weeks and months to fast-track your success. And for now, that's it, Module 1.1. I'll see you in Module 1.2.